Welcome to YOUCANIC. In this video, we're going to show you how to troubleshoot the Mazda transmission issues using the YOUCANIC scanner. So what you need to do is you need to plug in the YOUCANIC adapter into the OBD2 port, which is underneath the dashboard of your Mazda, as you can see here. And then the next step is you press the start button twice without pressing the brake pedal, and that's going to turn on your ignition, as you can see there. So the next thing is we need to turn on the scanner, and you need to go to diagnostics, select Mazda, and you can select smart VIN to detect the VIN of the vehicle and select the correct model, but you can also do manual selection and select Mazda CX-9. So we're going to press yes here. The next thing you need to go to is control modules. Quick scan goes through all the control modules and read codes from them and gives you a summary of what's going on, but we're focusing on the transmission, so we're going to go to control modules. And we're going to go transmission control module. Here we can read codes, clear the codes from the transmission, look at live transmission data, and do some tests. So I'm going to go through them one by one. The first one is the ECU information. This can be helpful if you're looking for part numbers, hardware number right down here, and so on, for something to, and also to check. Like if there's a software update that you are aware of, you can always call the dealer and ask them, like, this is the software that's on my transmission, do you have an update for my transmission? You can read the codes. Now when reading the codes, go with option 1 here, press turn on the ignition. We already did that. And here you can see there is a one fault code. The thing to keep in mind is a lot of times is if you have a fault code, an issue that happened in the past, like transmission, for example, one solenoid malfunction one time, or maybe the battery died in the past and like reached really low critical levels and it threw a bunch of fault codes, then you'll have these codes here, which what you could do is you can come back here and you can clear them. The only problem, and before you clear them, we recommend to actually save those codes. You can run a quick scan report and save all the codes that are present, but you can clear the codes. Because if it's an old code and it just happened one time, it could have happened 2 years ago, it will clear. But if it's an issue that's persistent, maybe they have a bad solenoid in the transmission that just keeps on, getting stuck or not operating properly, what will happen is you clear it and then you go drive the car, and then you come back to read the codes, and then what you'll see is that code will pop back on because the issue has reappeared. And right now it says no fault found because we just cleared them. But like I said, you can drive the car. If you suspect there is issues with the transmission, drive it. The issue is gonna reappear and the code will come back on. Sometimes you might have like 5 or 10 different codes, and it can be very difficult to pinpoint which one is really causing the problem. So clearing them, of course, like you can always save a list. You can press the power button twice really quick. It takes a screenshot of whatever screen you're on, and you can look at it later under data manager. But by clearing those codes, and then as soon as the transmission starts to act up, you can come and read the codes, and you'll see you might only have one code that reappeared, not all of them. So then you know what to focus on. Then if you do have a situation like that, you can go to live data, and you can monitor the live data as you as you drive. So right here, we need to connect the Bluetooth adapter as it got disconnected. But under live data, what you'll see is all these data that transmission control unit monitors, and you can actually look at them. You can select only a couple if you want, because this is definitely a long list, 73 different data points on this vehicle. But here you can then start the car, have somebody drive while you monitor these values here, and you can see the gear position, temperatures, and the transmission, oil pump, and load on the transmission, and so on. There's a lot of data points, gear ratios, gear position. Right now we're in park. Voltage 12, you can see the voltage up on top left there as well. So now you might say, why is voltage 12? because the OBD2 port is reading 12.2, but what's actually going to the transmission control unit is just 12. But you start the car, both of them will go up. And there's a lot of live data here. You just need to find the one that you're looking for, and then just look at that. You can also go to graph, and here you can do multiple graphs, and this is good because you can really, the data points we looked at before, you can actually monitor those live. You just select them, whichever data point you want to, and you can monitor them. So let's go back really quick. Active test. Now remember, we're still under the transmission control unit. You can turn on the oil pump relay, pressure control solenoid. You can control these solenoids themselves, and torque converter as well. So you need to start the engine and allow it to idle, and then you press OK, and then we have not started it in this case, but you'll press OK, and then you'll have the option here to activate it with a plus sign. Let's go back. So all the different live data. Now if you're looking for data from other sensors, like let's say you're looking for ABS wheel speed sensors, you need to find the corresponding control unit. So in this case you would go to ABS braking, or so that's going to show under live data there. So if you got a problem with ABS, it's always a good idea to go and run a quick scan, which goes through all the different control modules, and then it gives you the full codes found, because a lot of times you're going to have the same code repeated more than once, but that kind of helps you narrow down, pinpoint the issue and what's going on. So that's how you can use the YOUCANIC scanner to troubleshoot transmission issues on Mazda vehicles. Thank you for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.